Good morning. Happy Sunday, guys. So I woke up this morning and it was like magic over here by our little seedling starts. And I thought I would show you what's going on. So here we go. We just started these like a couple of days ago. And I've got some pak choy sprouting up. I think that was it on that top tray that sprouted was our pak choy, baby pak choy. And I came down here and I've been watering these in the morning like this, you know, spritzing them, and then in the evening a little bit. I don't have any water in my trays, but when we started our seedlings, we made sure our potting mix was good and moistened. And then we're looking. Don't see anybody back here that sprouted up. And then I came over here. Oh, there's a couple of little sprouts, y'all. There they are. There's some green magic broccoli. There's a couple over here. There they are. They're so cute. Now, I don't think I have a way to lower this light anymore. And if I'm going to flip it. If I lower the light anymore, I won't be covering both of my trays. So we've got the brooder lights on that are our grow lights here, but it's only been a couple of days, and so I figured I was so excited this morning to see them sprouting, so I figured I'd show you how quickly some of the seeds will sprout and talk a little bit about these peat moss seed pods. So last season, I had gotten a tray for, and I think it came with extra ones, these little peat moss seed pods, and basically you put them in the tray and you pour hot water over them. Some people just put regular water where it's not heated up, but you can get gnats. So there was an issue with these starting seeds last season with if we didn't put hot boiling water over them to rehydrate them, we had some gnats in the house, and we just couldn't get rid of the gnats. It was kind of crazy. Some of them actually molded when I was trying to start my seeds. So I don't know if that's because we didn't use the boiling water method. The other thing I didn't like about these is we're busy, and we're always doing stuff, and I don't have time to baby them. So what happens is they dry out really, really quickly. You tend to have to water these and spritz them like 3 times a day. And if we're out and about and we've got lots of things to do, I'm not able to spritz them 3 times a day. So what happens is if it dries out, your seed is less likely to germinate. And so these are a good option for people who have a little bit more time on their hands to kind of check on your seedlings maybe 3 times a day. We just don't have that kind of time, and so I felt like this was like a better option for us, going with the seed trays and only putting 1 to 2 seeds in each cell. There might be 3 in there for some, and I may be up potting a few of them, but hopefully not too many. But I do see, as you can see, our pak choy have a really good germination rate, and I really try to just put like 3. They're super tiny seeds, so I was trying to, sometimes I was like, I don't know if I got 1 seed in there or 2. Let me throw an extra seed in there just to make sure. So I probably have like 3 in each of those, so that's probably a little too many. I see one over here, he's got like maybe 5 that probably fell in there. So these germinate really, really well. And then here's what we've been harvesting. Now these didn't get as plump as what I thought we were going to have with our Esperanza loofah. This one plant needs, they're starting to dry out, so probably a lot more water and maybe a little bit more sunshine. So I will take you into the garden and show you guys what they look like on the vine. Oops. Hey, Carol, want to show them the loofah? Let's go show them the loofah. So here we have our okra drying. We've sort of prepped these beds. I need to prep them a little bit more and mix it all in. And then, oh, we got a flower. We got some flowies. So we dug up a bunch of stuff out of the garden. I still need to probably water this loofah plant over here or move it. So we've got this 2 loofah plants, I guess, left over here. This beastie back here, oh my gosh, that's 1 loofah plant that took over our Malabar spinach. And so we got all that drying that we need to pull out. This guy, he was kind of immature, so he was kind of immature, that little loofah, and he didn't get too big, and he just fell off. So these make good, if you're doing stuff with envelopes or whatever, or crafts, like crafting with paint. These are great little small sponges. So I'll set him aside. And then here's what the loofah are looking like now, some of them. And then see, as they start to turn like a yellow to brown, these are drying on the vine. So they're not going to grow anymore. That means that they're stopped growing from this, and they're drying out on the vine. So you can harvest them at 2 different points. You can harvest them when they're completely dried brown, and they'll continue to dry out some more. Or you can leave them till they're completely dry, and you can hear the seed shaking. And that'll make like a really nice big loofah scrubby sponge. If you harvest them a little bit younger when they're yellow and then let them dry out, they'll be a much finer scrubby sponge. So if you want a harder scrubby with bigger holes and bigger scrubby surface area, let them dry on the vine. And I saw a big old black bumblebee out here this morning, and he comes and he's been pollinating stuff. So here's one. This one's pretty dry. It's brown all over, and I'm gonna actually harvest this one and just clip it off, and I'll take it inside to finish drying. And another guy down here. Oh, there's one right here. And there's another one. Oh, if I can get him. So, there's a few. Here's my foot for comparison. It's a pretty good size, but we've got some, I think, that are pretty big. I don't know if there's any more dry ones. I thought I harvested them all yesterday. There's one of our black bumbles. Hey, buddy. He's doing a good job going around pollinating our loofahs. There's my chickies. So yeah, we've got some bigger ones here. I've got some bigger ones going on back here. This one's really big. So this is an heirloom seed we got from someone up in Austin. I honestly not sure of her name. I've got the envelope in my seed pouch, but basically we had one cattle panel as an arch, and we had like cherry tomato plants in the spring in the front, and then I had Malabar spinach on both sides, and then I had started some loofah plants, and I wasn't sure how big this was going to be, or I didn't really think this out. We should have had just a cattle panel across the back here. It probably would have been better. But we had Malabar spinach all over this, and then when this plant took off, it took over. So there's still some Malabar spinach in here, and it vines up, and this is really good for the chickens. They love it. Our chickens love it. We like it too in like salads or stir fries and soups and stuff like that. And so the whole thing is edible. You can eat the stem too, but there's usually so much of it we just eat the leaves. And The stems usually end up going in the chicken run. And there's a red one. So this is the green one. This is green Malabar spinach because it has the green vine here. And this one doesn't trellis up on its own. So you have to like weave it up through your trellis or your cattle panel. And then there's the red one. See how this one has a red vine? This one vines up all by itself. And it's not looking the prettiest right now because it's not exactly getting the sunlight it needs way down here underneath everything. But it'll be a beautiful green. And I'll show you what that looks like. There's Kiara. There's our butterfly plants. And then these started up on their own. And you can see how healthy the leaves are over here because they're getting the sunshine and everything that they need over here. They're not getting all jinky and stuff. So this is the red one. It's really, really pretty. And so I'll just snip it off and make a big bowl of it. Or you can grab a whole vine and just feed it to the chickens. So we still got some more work to do. Cleaning out the garden, throwing down some more nutrients, tilling it in. We're gonna have to pull out, what are these, Wayland? I forget what they're called. The rebar. So we made rebar cages for our peppers and tomato plants. So we need to pull those out. But we're trying to let the loofah do its thing. So, let's see another one. See another one. I want to harvest that guy. I want that one. Let's see. So we got those. Like I said, it's just doing its thing back here. But in order to plant our fall garden, we're gonna have to, within the next month, pull all this out and make room for everything else we want to grow. So I saw one over here, didn't I? That one's almost ready. Oops. So having an urban garden means we have limited space and we have to make the choices sometimes to pull things out so that we have the room to plant the things that we want to plant for the next season. And it's really a sad decision a lot of times, every season, that you want to keep letting something keep growing and doing its thing, but for the good of the garden, if we don't get our seedlings in when they're ready, they won't be ready to harvest in time, and then we'll end up with bitter crops and things that don't taste well. So I know for me it's really sad, you know, when I have to pull something out of the garden and make room. But so we're letting these go as long as they can, and that's why our seedlings are all inside, because we have lots of birds here. Kiara's doing her army crawl. Sorry, she's super funny when she does that. And I've got some plants in here I need to pot. So I've got some, this is kind of like my little seedling starter cage. Probably need to put the little desert rose in a bigger pot somewhere else. It's doing pretty good. And then I've got some, oh, there was a blossom on it yesterday. These are our Rose of Sharon, and they're in really small pots right now, and I really probably need to put them in some bigger pots. Here's one. So it has like this purple hibiscus, and it's really cold hardy. These grow up north in New England, and so these survive the freeze. And I was trying to make some more cuttings for some people that I know. And I wanted one back here because we only have one in the front. There's our cranberry hibiscus. It's getting out of control. So, and I don't know if this pot's big enough for the bay leaf, but I put it in a little bit sunnier location, and then I might move it to an even sunnier location. It's getting kind of partial sun over here, so we'll see how that guy does. And then this is where I'm going to be putting, when we bring our seedlings out from inside and they're big enough to, before we put them in the garden, we're going to be putting them in here. That way the birds aren't getting to them and they can harden off a little bit more to the wind and things like that out here before we put them in the ground. And our birds won't be pulling them out. So we have lots of native birds and trees and shade. So that's what we're working with in our urban garden. Got some more pots along here. And we've got a bunch of stuff we're working on. Our Moringa tree just got really tall and ended up, we had some strong wind, I guess, and it broke off like 2 of them. And then I had to trim this one. I'm trying to save the seed pods. This other one really, it was top heavy and it bent over. So, not sure what we're going to do with that. Probably need to trim it. So, we got our pepper plants over here that we transplanted. That's our loquat tree in there. Another pepper plant over here. That's the update on the seedlings. And yeah, so those are some of the reasons why I'm not using those little peat moss seed pods. Mainly just because they dry out really quickly. And then I'll just kind of give you guys an update when these start popping up a little bit more, and give you kind of an idea how quickly they grow, and how I like the seed trays that we got from Bootstrap Farmer. So far I really like them. I really only had to water with the spritzer twice a day, and that seems to be good. And currently, I don't know, Wayland hasn't adjusted our timer over here, so we have this on for I think 12 to 14 hours a day right now. I did take our curtain down, so I've got our window open and I've got filtered sunlight coming through our tapestry. So if it doesn't seem like it's enough and they get a little bit taller, I'll probably just pin that back to let some more sunlight in throughout the day. So as our sun pops up over on this side in the morning, it comes around and hangs out around this side most of the day, and then the sun's over here. So this is like our best window for our home to get sunlight in for seedlings. So that's where we decided to do our setup, and it's close by the kitchen, so I get to walk by it every day and check on it. And we thought about putting it in a different room, but I was like, oh, if we're not going in that room or going by that room, I'm not checking on my seedlings. So we put it in a location that we're always walking right by, and you can be like, oh, it's kind of dry, I could, spritz it or check on it and things like that. And I accidentally bumped into our zinnia this morning, so this came off, and I put her in a little vase and just kind of stuck her up here for now. But anywho, that's it, y'all. Have a happy Saturday, happy Labor Day weekend. Let me know what seeds you've started for fall for your garden. We're here in South Texas, Zone 9B. We've got limited spacing, and so I've really tried to, over the last 5 years, hone in and figure out what would grow the best here for us. I've got lettuces and stuff like that, so I've labeled everything, and the last video I showed you guys, I think, everything that we were growing. If I didn't, I'm going to go over that real quick. We've got collards, kale, watercress, cilantro, celery, onion chives. I've got some orange bell peppers. I've got 2 Sept tomatoes, the rainbow Swiss chard, rutabaga, the purple one, roselle jelly. I'm calling it roselle jelly, but it is a roselle. Green magic broccoli, Detroit red beets. This is all butter crunch and baby romaine up here with, I've got a couple of Juliet tomatoes. We love the baby pak choy too. That does really well here. And so that's pretty much everything I've got going on for seedlings. And then I didn't realize I was completely out of our Scarlet Nantes carrot seeds, so I was able to order some from a seller on eBay. It's coming within the next week or so. So that's why we're prepping the garden too, is like if the soil temperature is just right, maybe the 2nd to 3rd week in September when my seeds come, we'll be able to direct sow our carrot seeds out into the garden. I've got some purple cosmic carrot seeds. I like the dragon purple carrot seed carrots the best, but the price was a lot higher than I really wanted to pay. So it was a better deal they had on the cosmic purple. And I don't know that there's a whole lot of difference. I feel like the dragon carrots were sweeter. It just could have been the year that we had. And they were fatter. So I feel like the cosmic purple carrots are a little bit shorter and a little maybe skinnier and longer. Sorry, they're skinnier and longer. And then the dragon ones were like a good length, but like really nice fat purple carrots. And I felt like they were really, really sweet. So unfortunately, I thought they were a little pricey this year. And we did spend some extra money on this seedling setup. So I figured I would go with the cosmic purple this year and see how that goes. Because we did those last fall and we liked them and they were really pretty. So we're going to do those 2 types of carrot seeds out there in the garden, and we're going to make space for it, and we're going to work in our blood meal and our bone meal. We're probably going to get, like I said, the compost area cleaned out, scraped back, tilled in, and I feel like if we need anything else, we can go pick up some black cow manure and like 1 or 2 bags and sprinkle that all throughout the garden and till it in, and put some like over by our banana trees and some by our fruit trees and stuff like that. So that's what we'll be up to. And I'll just pop in here whenever the seedlings are starting to pop up and grow, and we'll show you the progress along the way. I thought it'd be really fun with everything that's going on. Maybe give people something a little bit to look forward to. That's what I love about gardening, is looking forward to things growing and watching them grow. Like I was jumping up and down like a little kid this morning. I was like, oh look, the pak choy's up. It's like magic. I'm over here spraying them and I'm like, oh, you guys are so cute. And so anywho, that's exciting for me, and I thought I would share it along the way. And if anybody has any comments or questions, because people are always asking me how to grow things, when to grow things, I thought it'd be really fun to do a series and put it up on my YouTube channel. And that way, because I don't have time to answer everybody, I'm so sorry. I try to answer people and help them out, and this would be a great way to just kind of document it and take you along. And I hope you guys have a beautiful Labor Day weekend and get out there and grow something. Let me know what you're growing in the comments below. I'd love to find out if there's a variety that you really like or does well for you, or if there's something that grows well in partial shade, because that's a big struggle for us as urban gardeners. Put it down below. Like, you know, the pak choy does really good. Peppers do really good in partial shade. All of our herbs do really good in partial shade, and even our greens. So, like, once they get going, the collards and kale and stuff like that, they do really well. Because we have, like, really, really a lot of heat in the summer and spring and fall in Texas. And so it can be hot and hard on the plants. So our full sun might not be somebody else's full sun. And our partial shade might be more like somebody else's full sun, somewhere else. So it's been really interesting to figure out where everything is doing well in which spot in the area in our garden. So thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time here at Becca's by the Bay. So we'll see you next time. Bye.